For more than 50 years, basically our entire education system has been built on one simple idea, one model. But what happens when a technology like AI comes along and just completely shatters that foundation? That's what we're going to dive in today, how learning itself is being totally remade.
Yeah, for over 50 years, there's been this one simple pyramid that has pretty much shaped everything about how we teach and learn. I mean, everything. It's been the blueprint for lesson plans, for tests, you name it. And that framework is called
Bloom's taxonomy. Now, to be fair, it's not the only model out there. You might have heard of others like Miller's pyramid or the Solo taxonomy. But let's be real, Bloom's has been the dominant one for a long time. The idea is simple, right? It's a pyramid. It classifies educational goals starting with the simple stuff and moving all the way up to complex creation. You got to build the base before you can put the fancy part on top.
So let's do a quick climb up this classic pyramid. At the bottom, level 1, you've got remember, just basic recall of facts. Then you move up to understand, and after that, you apply what you know. Then we get to the really good stuff, the higher order thinking skills, analyze, evaluate, and right at the very top, the peak, is create. For decades, this was the path, the roadmap to getting smart.
Okay, but then AI showed up. So what happens to our neat little pyramid when a tool can do the bottom levels instantly? I mean, remembering facts, understanding concepts. AI does that in a blink. So what happens now?
Well, what happens is the pyramid collapses. That whole step-by-step linear model we've relied on for half a century, it's just broken. It's not the only way anymore, and maybe it's not even the best way.
Think about it. Generative AI basically lets us outsource all that foundational stuff. Remembering dates, understanding basic definitions, we can just hand that work off. The AI can do that heavy lifting for us, which completely changes the game.
And this is the absolute key. The cognitive load, the mental effort, it moves. It's not about producing the knowledge from scratch anymore. It's about directing the AI and then evaluating what it gives you. It's a huge shift.
So what's the new model look like? Well, that brings us to this fascinating new framework from a 2024 study by Dr. Chana Gonsalves. She completely reimagines Bloom's for the age of AI. And right away, you can see the biggest change. The pyramid is gone. It's been replaced by this dynamic cycle.
This side-by-side comparison really makes it clear. The old way was a straight line, a solo journey. The new way? It's this back-and-forth process, a collaboration between you and the AI. And the focus isn't on just producing knowledge anymore, it's on steering and evaluating. Plus, look at these additions. A big emphasis on metacognition, which is basically thinking about your thinking, and a whole new layer for ethical reasoning. These aren't afterthoughts, they're central.
Okay, so this new framework is built on 3 really important interconnected domains of thinking. It's not just about the cognitive stuff anymore. And here they are. You've got the cognitive domain, which is your classic thinking and analyzing, but now it's balanced with the affective domain. That's all about ethics and values, and the metacognitive domain, which is about reflection and strategy. The big idea here is that all 3 are equally important.
So let's break down some of the new skills this model highlights. First up, from that metacognitive domain is articulating. This isn't just about asking a question. It's the skill of writing really precise prompts to get the AI to give you what you actually need. It's a whole new kind of critical thinking.
Next, we've got ethical reasoning. This is huge. When you're working with an AI partner, you have to grapple with really complex stuff, like academic integrity, bias in the data, and what it even means to be original. This is now a core skill, period.
And then there's this skill called meliorating. It sounds kind of fancy, but it's really about skillfully blending AI outputs with other stuff, like traditional sources and tools. You're taking what the AI gives you and integrating it with what you know from books, articles, and your own experience to create something richer and more reliable. It's a high-level synthesis skill.
So, if we're learning in this totally new way, it's pretty obvious we can't keep assessing learning in the same old way, right? The old tests and essays, they just don't quite fit anymore.
So how does assessment need to change? Well, the focus has to shift. It's less about the final answer and more about the process. We're talking about looking at the quality of the prompt someone rates, how they improve their work over time, how critically they evaluate what the AI spits out, and of course, their ethical use and the reflection on the whole journey. The process becomes just as important as the product.
When you boil it all down, the real goal here is to start treating AI as a cognitive partner, not just another tool. It's like having an intellectual sparring partner that can help you brainstorm, challenge your ideas, and push you to think bigger. It's a whole new relationship.
Which leaves us with a really big question to chew on. As AI becomes this true cognitive partner, what does it actually mean to think for ourselves?